Can anyone help us out with identifying this object? The Canmore Museum collections contain many mysteries. Mercedes, our collections officer, is a great detective and is able to solve many of them, but this one has her stumped. This was described as a large screwdriver, with an ornate handle and a leather strap. The top and bottom portions slide apart, revealing an interior opening that could be used to store other bits, perhaps. This piece is 17.5 inches long. Can anyone tell us what this was used for, or by who? It's an antique messenger stick from the mid-18th to the mid-19th century. It was a traditional communication tool used in Scandinavia for carrying official or urgent messages, or mobilizing people from farm to farm. The cylindrical sleeve is where the written announcements were placed. At the end is an iron spike for stabbing the messenger stick into the wall if the recipient was not at home. It must have been a big deal to experience such a stick stuck in the wall when you came home from work. Could someone help me identify if this is valuable or not? I found it in my parents' house, and people on Facebook Marketplace are going crazy for it at $50. So it worries me that it's worth a lot more. Thanks in advance. It's a copper bolt from the hull of the USS frigate Constitution, or Old Ironsides, made by Paul Revere. Here's a copper spike, sold at an auction for $3,600. Paul Revere was an American silversmith, military officer, and industrialist who played a major role during the opening months of the American Revolutionary War in Massachusetts, engaging in a midnight ride in 1775 to alert nearby Minutemen of the approach of British troops prior to the battles of Lexington and Concord. He held the contract to supply the copper bolts, rods, spikes, and other fittings, as well as the copper sheathing on the hull, for which he received $3,820 in 1803, which helped protect the ship and enhance its speed. Iron bolts would corrode, expand, and split the surrounding wood, while copper bolts resisted this, helping preserve the hull structure. The success of these materials contributed to the Constitution's reputation for resilience in early American naval history. Today, during restorations at the Charlestown Navy Yard in Boston, shipwrights still use copper bolts and fastenings in many areas to stay true to the original design. Can anyone tell me what I found in my loft today in the UK? I know this is obviously a cast iron 7-pound weight, but does anyone know when these were used exactly and what they were commonly used for? I'm not sure if it has any value, but I think we'll keep it. Can anyone help with identifying what it is? It's an old 7-pound GPO broad arrow ring scale weight, a weight from a post office balance scale from the 1920s to 50s used by postal clerks to weigh letters and parcels. GPO means General Post Office. These were specifically manufactured for postal weighing scales to calculate postage rates. And the broad arrow, or crow's foot mark, denotes that the item was British government property. What is this beimoscope made by General Electric, found inside an old suitcase radio at my grandparents' house? Has anybody seen these before, or know what these would have been used for? It's an add-on antenna and filter, called Interceptor beimoscope, used in General Electric radios during the late 1930s and 1940s to improve reception and reduce static. It allowed radios to function without an external roof antenna, improving portability. It can be taken out on planes, trains, autos, in a hotel, etc. And with its suction cups, can be put up on a window or vertical surface for enhanced reception. It was a popular innovation, often listed in advertisements as a major feature, ensuring that users could enjoy high-quality sound without the hassle of a complex antenna setup. Hello folks! Could anyone help me identify what this was used for and its age? My father found it in my grandfather's tool shed. There's no maker's mark. It only says "Patent applied for" on the bottom. Thank you in advance. It's a mid-century hand pump oiler. I have one that was a hand-me-down from my grandfather. It was patented on September 22, 1936 by Samuel O. Paul for the Eagle Manufacturing Company of Wellsburg, West Virginia. The corrugated metal container wall is for better grip and strength. What is this handcrafted wooden object? My family had it lying around, and my stepdad believes it's a shoehorn, but the rest of us aren't sure. The only thing the family member who received it remembers is that it came from a former co-worker as a gift, who did various forms of woodworking as a hobby. The co-worker claimed they made it, and there are no markings anywhere on the thing to prove otherwise. The only thing throwing us off is the notch at the top. Overripe bananas for scale. Any ideas? It's a salad tosser from New England, used to toss and serve leafy salads. These salad tossers are often made from maple, cherry, or birch wood, and hand-turned or carved by local craftsmen. These are sold at country stores, craft fairs, and colonial-style shops, and sometimes part of a wooden salad bowl set. Wooden kitchenware has long been part of New England's craft tradition, especially in rural and colonial-inspired households. What type of bomb is this? A brother of a friend says his friend found this in his backyard this morning. They are in Jordan. Scary stuff, if true. We'd all love to know what it is. Thanks in advance. I don't think that's a bomb. Looking at the shape of the tail fins, it looks to be the tail assembly of a Khaibar-Shekin medium-range ballistic missile from Iran. This image shows a close-up of the aft assembly, and it looks just about identical. The Jordanian military said it shot down 2 Iranian ballistic missiles on February 28th, and I wonder if this is one of them. I'd imagine that it fragmented upon interception, and this is just the tail end of the missile that landed beautifully. What is this thing in the bathroom of the Elks Lodge in Lancaster, Pennsylvania? The top would not open, but may be painted shut. I don't know the history if that room was always a bathroom. I would very much like to know what it was originally made for. This item is an antique Chicago watch clock station, a piece of security equipment historically used by night watchmen. These were mounted on walls around a property, and these stations held a unique key that watchmen used to register their presence and time on a portable clock they carried. The system ensured guards actively patrolled their assigned routes rather than sleeping during their shifts. These mechanical security devices were common in the early 20th century, before being largely replaced by electronic systems. I don't know what this wooden cabinet set of drawers would be used for. I got this in a purchase with a bunch of storage drawers and totes. It's wood with metal rails and metal on the drawer edges, but there is a cutout in the center and no sides to the drawers. It was previously used to hold small trays, but I removed them. What is this? Or what would it have been used for? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.